Hi, I'm Ditchy and I'm the creator of Ditchy Designs, Press on Nails. I just made this video to see how I made this nail set basically. If I sound a bit nervous, it is because I am. This is my first voiceover video and I'm a little self-conscious. Anyway, I've already done the base coats. I've done 2 base coats on these gel press ones, and then I'm going in with a nude. I'm pretty sure I did about 2 to 3 coats of this nude just because it is so sheer. I do like a more bold look, but it's personal preference. Now I'm going in to do my French tip. I use the A method. This is the best method for beginners or anyone really. It helps you just make that perfect shape every time. So if you want to go back and watch it in slow motion, or I've got a couple other videos, a bit shorter ones that have how I do it. It's just 2 lines down and then a line across like an A, and then you connect the corners. I flip it around because it is a lot easier to do the curvature when you're doing that, and I like to bring the smile line right down to where the cuticle would be. Then you just fill it in with your brush. A big help as well when doing French tips is using a thin, long brush. It makes the lines a lot more crisp, less like wobbly. If you use a small brush, it's a lot more thicker and harder to work with. So that's why I just use a thicker brush, and now I'm going in with some acetone and cleaning up the edges just to make it as perfect as I can. And then putting a little bit more on. And I go through and do that on all the nails. It's honestly just practice, because you got to do 10 tips and then you'll get the hang of it every time you do it more and more. Okay, now I've done all of the French tips and going in with the blooming gel, making sure I just put it on the purple French tip on there. You want like a medium thickness. You don't want it too thick or it will make the sides quite clumpy, and you don't want it too thin because then it won't bloom out properly. But just basically tracing where you've just done the French tips. And then I get somewhat of a big blob on a brush and put the big blobs on the front pieces, and then just using the excess to do the smaller pieces. With blooming gel, you just want to give it time, wait till you're satisfied with it, and then put it straight in the lamp as soon as you're happy with it. If you find it's kind of blooming more than one side, I tip it on that angle and do the opposite, so then it gets a bit more even. So now I've done the blooming gel, I'm going in and making the hibiscus flower. You want to do a star shape with 5 dots in like a star formation, and then you'll go in with some smaller dots pointing inways towards the middle dot, if that makes sense. And then it kind of makes a little triangle on each petal. And then when you're done, you're going to get a thin liner brush and you're going to pull those corners in. You're going to make sure that they don't touch the middle dot or each other. Liner brush or same one and do a line down the middle of each. Once you've done that, you can basically just end it there if you really want it, but I do like to go in and do a lot more smaller lines to give it a bit more detail, but it's completely up to you. And then you just line up the stem. I don't think it's a stem, I think it's something else, but just go straight down, and then next to the stem you'll do some dots. And yeah, that's basically it. And this is how the set turned out.